Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're working on the old truck, 79. The high boy's still back there. He's just hanging out. But we're going to start doing some little projects on this today. Nothing real big, not too time consuming. But we thought we'd at least show you what we're doing. And maybe we can help you do some improvements on your truck too if you run into some of the issues we're running into. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So we're going to try and start on these visors. As you can see, it's very common in these old trucks. The visors have some little tips. They're about maybe 5-6 inches long plastic inserts that go in the end of these visors. And of course you can see these are both broken off. I've seen a few ideas online of how to repair these and the best way to do that. A lot of people run into issues getting that little plastic insert that's kind of deep in there, getting it pushed out. And then what do you do to replace it? Do you buy the only options online really are, and they're relatively cheap, but they make you pay a lot for the shipping. And so in the end, it ends up being like 25-30 bucks just for these little tips. There are a couple hacks out there that have suggested some ideas, and we're going to try one today and bring you guys along for the journey. So obviously the first step is to get these visors off, and as I understand it, you don't have to remove the whole bracket. We should just be able to slide these off with a little bit of effort. Just like that. So now I'm going to take you in for a closer look, and then I'll show you what I've got in mind to help get this broken piece off and get a new one made. So here's a closer look. You can see inside of there is this plastic dowel. It's probably, I don't know, 4 inches, 5 inches long or something that pokes down in there. And it used to have a little piece that extended out that had that little nipple on the end of it to hold it in place so the visor didn't just flop around. So this one's obviously missing, so is the other one. Let's see if we can get this out. I've got an idea. As you guys recall, we're going to try and pull that thing out right there. And I saw a guy online went and bought some of this 1/4 inch rod stock. You can get this at Lowe's, Home Depot, something like that. Let's see if it works. Let's see. Oh, how about ya? Look at that. We got it out. All the way back from 1979. How about that? That old guy right there gave up. Just gave up. Broke right off. And guess what? I've got an idea how to make it better. Stick around. All right, so inside of this visor, down inside there is a metal tunnel. I don't know what you call it, but it's a metal spacer in there that a little plastic insert slid into. One guy online suggested using one of these. It's a 5/16 bolt. As you can see, preferably you want one that only has threads at the end. And the reason for that is that he says that this 5/16 bolt will slide into that tunnel. Slide right in there, you know what I'm saying? Like, just slide right in. Anyway, it'll slide in there and these threads will thread into that tunnel and hold it in place. And then you just cut off the end of this, sand it down, and I've got some little rubber vacuum covers, vacuum line covers that might slide over the end of this. That's what he used. And we're gonna see if this works. He said it worked perfectly on his. Let's try it out. All right, so this is a 6-inch one. The one he had on his channel was 8 inches. I don't know if a 6-inch one will fit. If it'll go all the way to where the metal is or not. I guess we'll see. I'm hoping so, because the next option is this 8-inch one, but as you can see, it has threads along the whole entire bolt. It's not desirable. I don't want little threads hanging out. But if the 6-inch one, and so far it looks like the 6-inch one's gonna work. I mean, it's already in there really, really tight. I like it. Look at that. That's gonna look clean. A lot sturdier, of course, than a plastic one. And the idea is that if you simply replace this plastic one that broke, it's gonna break again. So why not improve it and put something metal in there, zip off this end, smooth it out, and just put a little rubber cap over the end of it. Same, right? Let's see. All right, so this is a 1/2-inch head, and I'm gonna take a 1/2-inch socket and see if it will grab onto that metal bracket. Ooh, I think it's grabbing onto it. I can't pull that out. So this is perfect. The next portion of this, I'm gonna just keep going. Why not? The next portion of this will be test fitting it. We're gonna put it back on there and see where I need to cut it off. Come check it out. All right, so let's slide this old guy back on. And show you what we're working with here. We're gonna test fit this. You can see right there, we're gonna mark this thing. What do you think? Maybe about right there? How about right there? So let's go cut that off and see what turns out. All right, let's get this thing cut off. Zipped it off just like that. Well, as you can see, I cut off the end of that bolt and I ground it down so it's somewhat tapered, I guess, so there's no sharp edges or anything. And now what I've got to do is find one of these. I've got this assortment of vacuum line covers. That's what I saw in this guy's video, and this is a 5/16. So it turns out I've got a couple. Let's see how those fit. So, of course, as you guys can see, we got this little vacuum line cover, a 5/16 rod, and guess what? Fits right on. It's a little looser than I'd like. I might have to put a little glue down in that. But let's go see how this thing fits. All right, we'll just try and get this thing slid on there. This thing's a tight fit. I like that. Look at this. So, as you can see, look at that. Perfect. Nice. Very sturdy. That's going to last forever. That's not going to break off. So, full disclosure, I went with a 1/4" size vacuum cover and squeezed it over the end of that 5/16. Much tighter fit. I didn't have to end up putting glue in it. And it seems to go down into that little holder there a lot easier. So highly recommend using the 1/4" tips. And that 5/16 bolt works perfectly. So do this job. We're going to do the next one and we'll just show you the after. So just a quick recap. That is 5/16 bolt threaded at the very end. It seems to screw right into that metal sleeve that's inside these visors on these old trucks. The little rubber caps on the end are the 1/4" caps. They're a little bit longer, so I cut them shorter to fit. But those 1/4" caps, you just press them on and they hold on so tight. It's a lot better than trying to glue the 5/16 ones on that 5/16. So it literally just presses on. And as you can see, it's a lot cleaner look. I mean, you got chrome mounts over here, and now you got some nice stainless rods with the caps on the end. It sure looks nice. So hopefully this will encourage you guys to do it your own way. Those bolts were 98 cents each. And a set of vacuum caps. Of course, I bought a big set of vacuum caps. And it was probably like 12 or 13 bucks on Amazon. It had a whole assortment. And I just used the 1/4" ones out of that, 2 of them, to do that little project. So you can, if you have some extra caps, it may not cost you anything other than the 2 bolts. And those bolts were 6 inches, not 8 inches. The 6 inches were plenty of length. And so you can do this project really cheap, a lot more sturdy, very much improved. I highly encourage you to do it. So that's a wrap.